The Retro VGS may cost $300 or more. Are you still excited? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer. Happy Labor Day. So I hope everybody had a safe and happy Labor Day. It's kind of late, about 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock my time here. I've been wanting to make this video since Thursday or Friday, and head into Labor Day weekend, nice 3-day lazy weekend. I don't want to do crap. So anyway, I do appreciate, I've had a lot more people subscribe to my channel. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Really thank you for subscribing. I didn't think I'd get this many people this quick, and I'm not here for the numbers. I'm not here to show off or make money. I mean, I wouldn't mind, making, gaming and YouTubing my life, but if I do, I do. I don't, I don't. I've always said that. I'm here just to be myself, report on what I think is important, give my opinions, and hopefully entertain some people. So I appreciate everybody that's joined the Picky Old Gamer YouTube channel. Well, Retro VGS, you remember this? If you haven't, you're new to my channel, here's a link right here to my last video. The Retro VGS is called the Retro Video Game System. It's going to be a system that's going to use cartridges. And to do a quick recap, you can watch more on my videos, a lot of stuff about it. It looks like a Jaguar because they bought the tooling or the metal parts that allows them to mold the plastic. The console looks like the Jaguar, and the cartridges or carts, about the big or Jaguar. But just the plastic outside shell, that's it. Nothing else is the same. The controllers are going to be different. The controllers are going to be Wii U Pro controllers, and it's going to be able to take a lot of different things. But this system was reported, they're hoping to keep it in the 150 to 180 range, give or take. New technology based on ARM chip. It's not running Android. It's not going to be an Ouya in that sense. But it is like an Ouya or anything that it's new. It's going to Kickstarter. We got 1 week. One more week. And Kickstarter is going to launch so that this thing can finally start being fully funded. And recently here at the Video Games Expo, it was reported that the system is going to cost around $300, possibly more. I don't know how to respond to that and to be positive or at all. I understand the company is new. Mike Kennedy in the retro scene, and he has the retro can't think of it, the magazine, and that's become pretty popular. It's doing well. But for $300 for a piece of hardware that's new, unproven, and frankly, it has, the games that are shown have been nice. We don't know what it's going to do. I think it's a huge stretch in the wrong direction. From what it's been told, that if you did, like I said, watch my video about, it's got a FPGA, Field Programmable Gate Array. It's basically chips inside that can be reprogrammed on the fly by the cartridge, so people could tell that FPGA to become some type of graphics chip, a sound chip. It allows it to have a wide range of uses, and it's very powerful. But to keep this in here, is reported that it's going to make the Retro VGS more expensive, around $300 or possibly more. And I reported on this, and it's a good thing. It's an interesting feature. But if keeping this thing in and not just having a system that's running on ARM chips and and a decent amount of decent amount of specs. It has plenty of specs for an older system. If that's going to make this system just go that high, why is it going that direction? I don't know. Looking at their YouTube page, their Facebook page, there's a lot of back and forth on it since this announcement. I'm going to read your post here. This is what made me this is August 31st, made me kind of question. And this is a quote from the Retro VGS, Facebook page. Guys, we have seen a thread discussing, hey, we would just be happy with 16-bit size games on Retro VGS. And they asked, really, would you? The point is that just 16-bit size games are being made really only by homebrew developers, and this is great. But the amount of games coming from the homebrew market is quite small. You have to keep in mind that even the smallest games developed using Unity and even Game Maker are at least 50 megs and go sharply up from there to over 1 gigabyte. We want to make a console that can cater to homebrewers and their limited number of games, as well as the mid to high level indies who are making some incredible games using these game making suites. And building a machine to handle these types of games simply costs some money. What games do you want to play on the Retro VGS? People already answered the question. Mike Kennedy, whoever runs your Facebook page, people want to play retro games, 8-bit, 16-bit, 24-bit, 32-bit around the Neo Geo, and sometimes push it to the N64. It sounds like they're trying to talk everybody else and themselves into, you need this more powerful system. No, we don't. You came out saying this is going to be a retro game console with old school gaming in mind. Now you post this and people tell you they want 16-bit sizes and that's most what everybody asks for, then go with what your public tells you. If you're not willing to listen, then you basically are just going to do what the hell you want. I guess, it's their company, I don't know. I'm looking through their Facebook page right now, and I'm stuttering because I don't know how to address this without seeming like an asshole. And I'm not bashing Mike Kennedy, Retro VGS. I hope they succeed. I do. But they don't need to come out toward the fans that have always been vocal toward them, and long before I knew about it and other people on the internet and YouTube known about it, and say, hey, we're going to do this and it's just going to cost more money. I guess y'all going to have to go for it. No, people aren't. You are reportedly needing 7,000 people. 7,000 people at $300 a pop, give or take. Let's just make it $300. That's $2.1 million just to get through and start production. That's that's more than I thought it would be. I get that. I guess it could cost money, but it seems like now that what they're doing is they're just going and doing. They're going to make the system the way they want. They want to make the system to where it's opened up to developers all over the place, and really just their whole post right there was really condescending to the limited number of homebrewers and what people make. Limited number of homebrewers. Have you not looked at Shovel Knight? That's fucking 8-bit. A lot of things I know they have a lot, but a lot of stuff are 8-bit, 16-bit. Sure, I guess you're thinking about the Binding of Isaac and other games like this that are actually that are retro looking but a lot bigger. They're a few hundred megs. I get that. But you don't have to keep in technology that makes the system cost money when you have plenty of hardware inside of it, the ARM chip, a gig of memory. There's no operating system. This thing boots up. It may not be able to run some of these games as high-end as everything else, but, I'm going to reach over here and get it. My 3DS this sucker can run a lot of indie games. And it's not very powerful itself. It's not very powerful. I'm going to look it up real quick here as I talk, but if they're trying to say that they didn't want to sacrifice all that goes into this console to make sure they run all these other games, I call bullshit. Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, this 3DS and it's different. Is a dual-core ARM11, multi-core and a single-core ARM9, 128 megs of RAM. Now, sure, that's ARM11, and this you're looking at ARM8 with a gig of memory. It's different. It's close, but this thing is not very powerful, and it's a good console. I don't see why including that field programmable gate array that will cause everything to go up is needed to be added if you're just trying to make sure everything's all these indie games and homebrew games can work. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm already 10 minutes. I just, minimize here. I don't see why they're going this direction. They were going for $150, $180, this is not really high. This is going to be neat. It's retro. I even said $200 was the max for me. For you, it may be different. I said I am on the fence about this, and there was two things. One, the price, which I'm not buying a $300 cart system that is not proven. No way in fucking hell. Sorry, Mike Kennedy and Retro VGS, I'm not. And two is the fucking amount of games, and they've had a handful that said they're going to have 20 at launch. Okay, I'm not calling anybody a liar. I am not attacking Retro VGS or Mike Kennedy, but it's time to put up or shut up. We got a week. I want to see what the hell this thing's going to do. On the Facebook page, they finally show a circuit board being put into a plastic case. Just now, everything they've shown is 3D renders of the machine. They have a sizzle reel that shows the machine spinning around, carts going into it. It's all CG. And I know what CG looks like, and it shows some video of like 3 games. It just seems like they hope it'll go somewhere and maybe it's not. I don't know. Why does it need to be $300? Also, there's one more thing. They're going to put cartridge adapters like you plug in Nintendo and ColecoVision and other game systems into this. Wait a minute. You want to keep it the way it is. You've got to make it hot, make it or charge not, because you don't want to sacrifice quality for all these other games. And then you're going to go ahead and throw out some adapters. Retro VGS people, let me ask you this. Are you making a Swiss Army knife, jack of all trades type of fucking console? Or you just don't know where you're focusing at? Because I wouldn't spend $300 on a blasted any type of system like this. And I'm still hopeful for this system just to play Nintendos. I've got my old consoles. Right there's my NES. Right there's my Super Nintendo. Right there's my Atari. You've seen it in my intros. Yes, I know some people don't have this. There's retro duos, Retron 5s. There's a retro trio that I like. I looked it up. It's one of the best. They'll do Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Super Famicom. And these are hardware based. They're not emulated. So they're around, some of them around 20, 40, 50 bucks. And if people want to emulate or just play those old games, I think they'll play on that. That's not a selling point. Sorry, I stepped in my laptop here. That's not a selling point for the Retro VGS. It's supposed to be new. It's supposed to be something special, something brand spanking new. Oh, now we're going to include, cartridge adapters for these older systems. And before I end this, I'm rambling at getting close to 15 minutes. Let me get the frequently asked questions. I remember they had a question in here. Unless they took it out. Is this like the Ouya? No, the Ouya is an Android system meant to bring mobile gaming to the living room on television. Required to be connected to the internet, download games. No offense, you're just like the Ouya because you're unproven and the Ouya didn't do well and you guys are not going the right direction. That's my personal opinion. But listen, is this like the Retro 5? No, the Retro 5 is a console that plays old games on old game cartridges. The Retro VGS is playing new retro-style games on cartridges moving forward. RetroVGS.com, go to the frequently asked questions. It's halfway down the page. So they went ahead and done a 180. Flip it. Sorry, I'm moving my laptop there. I flipped in 180 to put adapters out. I don't think they don't know if this thing's going to do any good. I am still very optimistic for it. Or at least I'm optimistic to see what the new technology is. This price point, I'm not poor, I'm not rich, I'm not showing off or bragging. I could buy it. I'm not. Sorry. You've only shown a handful of games that are one or so games that is unique to you, and some games that are on Steam and other places and on virtual consoles everywhere else. You've got to have games that are unique. You've got to have something that's unique, and you've got to prove to everybody that $300 price point. If you don't, I'm thinking there's two ways this is going to go. Two main ways. One, they're going to get funded, and it may not last very long. Just don't have the games, don't have people getting into it. It's too expensive to make the cartridges. Oh yeah, the cartridges are going to be between $20 and $50 because of the size. So a big 1 or 2 gig game is going to cost about a $50 cartridge. What about some of these indie games that are 5, 6, 7, 800, 900 megs, and you're going to put them on a cartridge? They're around $20, 15 to $20. So you tell me nearly $40 to $50 for the cartridge version? That's nuts. You're not going to make profit. You're not going to get people to buy it. You're going to get some. And the second way I think this will go, they could either not even get funded all the way, and then they either die out or go a different route. And then, okay, there's a third way. Number 3. I can't even get my hand on the damn camera. Number 3. It could do well, and I'm completely wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm man enough to say I'm wrong. 100%. I hope it does well, but guys, you don't know. It was 150, 180. Now it's $300. Oh, you know, we're not the Retro 5. We don't play old games. Oh, here's adapters. You can play your old game. You're not even on Kickstarter yet. You wanting $300 for unproven technology? You guys are noobs. You're new and you're unproven. And you've got to prove yourself. And this is not the way you prove yourself or make yourself look even remotely so you know what you're doing. Again, I'm not bashing Mike Kennedy, the group of people working on it, Retro VGS, the whole Retro team. I'm not bashing you. I'm giving you my picky old gamer opinion, and I'm not going to pull punches. I don't fucking think y'all going to do well unless you figure out what this system will do, what you want the system to do, and thirdly, pick an plan of attack and go with it. You can't go with a plan of attack if you don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I crazy? Which I know I am. My wife tells me I'm crazy. Let me know. Comment below. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. Tell me to go to hell. I know. I'm fine with it. I want to know what other people think of this. I hope it works well. I don't mean to bash the company or the group or the team who's working on this. I don't wish any any type of negativity or failure on their part. I don't. At all. I just think that, they got to, I don't know. I'm stuttering. I'm at 18 minutes. Holy crap. I thought I was going to keep this short. Didn't keep that short at all. So, comment. Tell me what you think. Follow me on Twitter, @PickyOGamer, one word. Tell me what you know. If you're following me, if you want to follow me or comment, tell me stuff you want me to post on. Tell me games you want me to talk about. I do say reviews in my my intro. I'm going to change that. I don't have time for reviews. I just don't have time. I barely play what I can play, work and everything else. So, but tell me what opinions, news you see, what you want me to talk about, what you want my picky old opinion about. So, thank you for everybody's watching. Thank you to the new listeners. Spread my channel around. I do appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's watching. So thank you. Everybody have a great rest of the Labor Day. It's very, I hope everybody was safe and happy. And it's Picky O Gamer out.